Good morning, everyone. This is Dan Nolan, managing broker of EXIT Realty Solutions out of Griffith, Indiana. And today's office meeting is just going to be a little bit more about what's happening right now and the things that we should be doing right now. One of the things that I do is a little bit of marketing. You may see that I'm pretty much all everywhere, which is where we want to be. We want to be in front of people who are looking for homes, and we want to encourage them to do business with us. And one of the ways that I have grown my business in the past is by making affiliations and agreements with lenders. We may have a preferred lender that you use, and you probably haven't talked to them very recently because the business is, let's say, significantly. And it's probably going to be like this is a tough market for anyone. Whether you're experienced or whether you're new, you're still going to see a drop off in activity. When you have a drop off of activity, you have a drop off on your percentage of closes, and it just makes for a longer year than it needs to be. So I hooked up with Tommy Serino out of Neighborhood Loans, and he had just put something out on the. He just saw something in a motivational video that he was watching, put it out on Facebook. He put out a quote: "If you think the price of winning is too high, wait until you get the bill of regret." Now, the word regret is a huge trigger word, not just for me, but for anyone. Uh, Nobody wants to go with regrets. If you can get through life knowing that you have no regrets, you're going to be up one at the end of your life. Nobody wants to be at the end of their life term and find out that they could have done better. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. We can do better when it comes to making our lives in the moment happen. How about if we go with that? So take a look at that. Take a look at what you're doing, and I'm going to try and help you get there. Okay. Let's see what we can do today. I got some ideas for you. But yes, everybody, if you can just live by the motto, no regrets, you're going to have a better career knowing that you tried everything possible. So, what can we do to generate more business? Well, we do have a Facebook page for our referral group, Exit Realty Referral Group NA. If you're not joined in on this, you should get on your Facebook and just put your name here. You can uh, ask me for an invite and I'll get you into the group. But this is a page where, and I'm still trying to this. I've tried her for 3 days. I don't know why I haven't heard from this lady, but here's one right in my wheelhouse. Need a buyer's agent for Indianapolis? Boom. First thing you do, get yourself on there. Now, when you work this page, Christy, here's a good example. I need a buyer's agent for Indianapolis. If this was me, I would write, I need a buyer's agent for Indianapolis. Please contact me at 123-4567. Please do not leave direct messages. They will not be seen immediately. Something of that nature where you can direct the reader to contacting you in the best way possible. And I think that's one of the drawbacks that I've seen on our Facebook page is that we don't really have a way of communicating initially with each other. We don't have any sort of set system. So okay, I get this thing. I see Eric and Tina had tagged me, and I get over here, and Christy Drury shot me this, shot out this message, and I go over here. Christy does have a lot of referrals. She also doesn't often have a way of contacting her, so it's all right, fine. no phone number here. So we're going to go over here, view her main profile, and we're going to go to the About section. Ouch, nothing there. If you don't have your phone number on your business page, they can't find you. And this is where most consumers stop. I went to the next level and I went to Exit Realty Elite. I was able to screen these things. They're really helpful. I did eventually find her phone number and I'm still waiting for a call back. Make your callbacks, people. I've been working to leave messages and texts. I've sent several messages, haven't heard back from her. I don't know what the story is, but be on it. And one of the ways to be on it is to be in it. So take a look at getting on our Facebook page. That's one way of getting easy business because it falls right into your lap. You're the first person who gets there. You're the person who gets that business. Um, I have the luxury of not having another broker in my area for another 200 miles. So anything Indianapolis kind of falls into my lap. It's one of the reasons why I live where I live. We have a very active, uh, you got to go where the work is. The work down here, most of the contracts that we're writing right now are 6 or 7%, paying out 3 or 3.5%. That's like a raise to me. So I'm always into whatever I can do to capture that business, especially if it's easy. I mean, it's sit and duck for me, but up north, you see somebody who wants to work in the Northwest Indiana area, you'll be competing with some of the people in the office. If you have a chance to take a look at this page and keep yourself updated, take a look at your feeds, find out if your notifications have anything, jump on it. It's one of the ways that I've been able to build my business because this is 25%. I mean, I'd rather do a 25% deal with Christie than I would with a 35% deal with Op City. So take a look at getting hooked up on the referral page. It'll save you a whole lot of trouble later. Now, what I did during the week was get a little bit more caught up on some of the things inside the resource center, which is a really cool place to find things that are marketing materials. So let me just start with this. I was going through the most recent edition of the Achiever. That's our Exit Realty Brands magazine, and it's a flip book. And you just hit the arrows, and you get a chance to see a couple of things. These are all written by our leaders in the office, and these are things that they're sharing with us to help us become better people. What I did see was this. We have a map. Bring this in. Now, we don't have anybody in Alaska or Hawaii. That would be another slam dunk area. But this is a map of all our offices. If you know anybody who is around this area, you may want to just let them know that you are in contact with a local office so that you can refer them business and capture some of that referral business. That referral business, 25% for having someone else do the work, is definitely time saving and income producing all at the same time. And those are the two things I like seeing together. Now, if you take a good look at this, I'm going to zoom this in a little bit. You can see how congested Illinois has gotten. We used to have 5 offices in Illinois. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we have a ton of offices just over this borderline. Honestly, if you're able to produce marketing in an area that's underserved, you'll be overachieving. So you may want to take a look at your Indiana business. We're the only office in Indiana. These other offices are all in Kentucky. We did have one way down here close to New Albany. That one closed, moved into a different kind of brand, and closed down the only other Indiana office. So now we do see here that franchises in Indiana, there's only one. These are other, this region here, this is a region for EXIT, and it doesn't have a regional director. Oh, and neither do we, which means that we are corporately owned and we do our business directly to corporate without any sort of regional support or a regional coordinator supporting us is a better way of doing that. So we are going to be working with EXIT International to try and get more billboards, more advertising. I personally am looking at radio and TV only because it's a captured audience. I should have some figures by the end of the month on which way the best way would play it. But it's about time that we reach out a little bit more and see what other opportunities are out there. Geez, look at how Tennessee grew up. Tennessee used to have like maybe 10, 15 offices back when I joined up. But at Kentucky, another place that a lot of people are going. Florida. I mean, all our offices. Now, this is how you explain how EXIT grew too. Here, let me show you what this story is. When EXIT started up in Canada 25, 6, 7 years ago, they started in Canada and they worked their way down the coast and they started coming up the middle. This is going to take a while for them to, this is where most people live on the coastline. So it makes sense to start on the coast, build your way into the middle, and then work your way up. That's technically why why we only have one office. It's just a growth pattern. But do take a look at how you can find different ways of putting these other offices together. If you got friends in Georgia, absolutely stay in touch with them. If they ever move, you want to be able to refer them to an office near them. It is easy money when the timing becomes right. You just need to be in front of them and remind them, hey, if you do move, I got you covered. So one of the things that Craig Witt and I have always discussed is sponsoring and inviting people into the office are two different things. Sponsoring gives the connotation that there's something in it for you. Well, we all know it's that 10% residual. But when you invite people to our office, you're actually sharing a little bit deeper and connecting a little bit deeper to the listener where they've been invited to join EXIT. Let me give you a minute of Craig's time here. Watch this.
One of the witnesses, CEO of the organization for EXIT Realty International. It's my privilege to be able to spend about 30 minutes with you today to talk about the myths, sponsoring with EXIT, and what does it really mean? But before we get into sponsoring, I want to go back and talk about what is the real opportunity. Years ago when I joined this company, I remember that we used to have these little steel buttons and they said, what if? And I remember going through the National Association of Realtors convention and seeing all of our EXIT representatives wearing this what if button. And it intrigued me and it made me ask questions. And I said, what do you mean, what if? What if what? And they said, well, what if? What if you took advantage of an opportunity that you can't get anywhere else? And I said, okay, you got my attention. What does that mean? Now, obviously, I already knew what EXIT was. I was part of the company. But it just was an attention grabber that I'll never forget. So I want to talk a little bit about what is the real opportunity?
What is the real opportunity? Are we just a real estate company, or are we a growth company to invite other people into to share that revenue? Uh, we are a growth company. We are mostly supported by growth, not just in our own private markets, but also with our staff as well. I learned from my insurance broker that every time I renewed my policy on my car, he got a little extra on the side and he said, "Thanks for dinner." And it's just a running joke. But every time you bring somebody into the system, you're going to capture 10% of all their income. Now, that's something that might be viable and a tool to use right now is your time away from doing showings and listings would be better spent building your residual income base. There's nothing wrong with one level marketing. We do give 10% to everyone who comes into this business. Everyone has the same equal opportunity. It's just a matter of sharing it with enough people. So if you are not busy, and let's face it, part timers, you don't have an awful lot of opportunity to do 4 or 5 uh, deals a month. You don't have that wherewithal yet. That if you're not doing your 4 hours or doing 20 hours a week in your real estate business, you're probably not getting any traction and you're probably frustrating yourself. If you are full time, take a look at where your gaps are in your day, making sure that your business is, nice and tight. You got your zip forms already, all your documents and everything is in order. But then the rest of your day, what are you doing? You could be watching YouTubes and adjusting your craft. I love watching listing presentations put on by others because they speak outside the box during that process. That's not something you're going to see when you go to a listing presentation with me or with anyone else in the office, and they're all different. I mean, every client is different, every home is different, every equity position is different. Everybody has their own thing. And as long as you bring your list of the 7 things that you want to bring up, and then have 3 questions that you want to ask them that will engage them into seeing that you're plugged in, that's really a presentation. It's the actual last 5 minutes that says, okay, I'm ready to move forward. Are you? And then you turn the paper around and you explain the listing sheet. This is a process that's always different. You can take your 7 items of interest that you want to bring up. You can put it in any order. You can skip some of them because they may not apply, but every one is different. So if you'd like to do some dry runs with me, there are some statements that you need to be putting in your listing presentation that should roll off your tongue as if it was just yesterday. And when they see that you are polished and crafted, you will see better results. So put on your best foot forward, and that best foot forward is practice time when things are slow. So let's go a little bit more into the marketing suite. As you know, Exit has the resource center. When you go up here to marketing, you'll pop up into the marketing center. And you got these buyer seller presentations over here on the left. But one of the things that you should take a look at here is our media center. That's this one right here. Let's take a look at this. What happens when you join Exit? Now, wouldn't that be something nice that you just boom, right there, you can just go ahead and put on your Facebook page? Well, you can right click copy and you can click copy image. And now you've carried this to your clipboard and let's go do it right now. Let's go put it on Facebook. Oh, how about a new post? Let it populate. What it's like to join Exit Realty. How about if we just repeat that and just let it be? What it's like to join Exit, which is always capitalized. Working with the group. Okay, I just threw a couple of things that were in my head. Okay, what's it like to join Exit Realty? It's a question. Let's change that. Call for action, which is telling them what to do. Find out today. Working with the group to make life better for working with the training group to make life better for all. How's your training? Call me anytime. We've got this one. 847-508-0652 is for cell. And just hit post. Done. Right click paste. Nice little entry. And this is how it looks when you see it in the feed. How's that? Is that too easy? So yes, going into the resource center does make your life a whole lot easier. Dreams come true. This is a quick little video. Take a look. There's no sound, by the way. It's just a reel. That's it. That's all you have to do. How about if we download this and save it? I don't want to play it. So this is going to go into my downloads. There it is. And we can post that later. Now you have it saved to your hard drive. Once you've posted it, you can delete that off of your downloads, and it will be in your social media for copy and pasting future. Easy enough. So do promote yourself. Make yourself look busy. Every time you're out in public, somebody should get a card. You should come back with somebody else's phone number. You can always hand your phone. Can you put your phone number in for me, please? And that's it. It's done. So make it easy. Now, again, working with lenders and working with referral partners, there's some people that I've met along the way. Jeff Kaling is a lender out of Illinois, and Jeff on Fridays he has a video that comes out in his email. Now, if you take a look at what he's doing here, let's just take a look at what this is.
Inflation report caused speculation of greater Fed rate hikes. January's manufactured capital goods order grew by the most in 5 months, ending 2 straight months of decline. Consumer confidence declined in February as rising prices and growing recession concerns outweighed the near-term strength of the economy. The PCE, a key inflation measure, rose more than expected in January, indicating the Fed has more work to do to bring down prices. Pending home sales jumped 8.1% in January, improving for the second straight month, as mortgage rates fell from 2022 highs. The FHFA reported home prices advanced 6.6% in 2022, showing prices still increased, though at a slower rate. Mortgage application volume was 44% lower than the same week 1 year ago, and is now at a 28-year low due to higher rates in February.
So that's a quick little consumer update that is in a condensed version that somebody can see easily. Now, this is all data that I use. Let's see if I can fast forward this.
Higher for key inflation report caused speculation of greater Fed rate hikes.
Nope, doesn't allow us. 1 second.
January's manufactured capital goods orders grew by the most in 5 months, ending 2 straight months of decline. Consumer confidence declined in February as rising prices and growing recession concerns outweighed the near-term strength of the economy. The PPE, a key inflation measure, rose more than expected in January.
Yeah, that
indicating the
sucked.
Fed has worked to bring down prices. Pending home sales jumped 8.1% in January, improving for the second straight month as mortgage rates fell from 2022 highs. The
These are
FHFA
facts that we
reported
can
prices
report.
2022, showing prices still increased, though at a slower rate. Mortgage application volume was 44% lower than the same week 1 year ago. It's now at a 28-year low, to higher rates in February.
So you can see these are facts that we can share with other people. He also has a more detailed look in this, let's call it a widget. He has housing news here. Here's a copy, cut, and paste right there. Are you worried about home prices? Pending home sales jumped 8.1% in January, showing the market is still active. Call me today. Mortgage application volume was 44% lower last week. Are you on the sidelines? When you're on the sidelines, it's best to be ready. Call me and I'll have you ready. There are some things that you can take with these facts and just spin it into that's in your wheelhouse. I would like you to, I'd like you to work with me. So put your word out there. One of the things I am seeing that's going to be a disruptor coming up, and I don't know if you've bought a new car in the last year, but we did have a used car rush. A lot of those people bought way too high, rolled their negative equity into a car that was overpriced and is now coming down in value. These are people who kept their credit and are now probably getting jammed up. If you see somebody who's got a brand new car, have them think about making sure that they keep their credit clean so that when it's time for them to move, you don't have a credit problem. But we do need to help the consumer who's already feeling the pinch to avoid the things that are going to stop them from buying a house. Obviously, a repossession is going to do it. If there's a way that you can help your client best, it's help them get into a different kind of payment that will allow them to make those payments comfortably. It would be a refinance. So hopefully you can talk to your people about, while they're on the sidelines, waiting for rates to come down and waiting for home values to come down so that they can find that affordability pocket. You're doing them a world of good. You're not only doing them good now, but you're also bringing the fact that there's cause and effect with something like that. If you default or go 30 on those things, you're pretty much going to be looking at not getting a mortgage very soon. You do want to be that proactive agent. So you have something, if you wanted to give somebody a call, somebody who just got a car loan and want to check in with them, it might be wise to just steer a conversation into the subject and see if there's any struggles with that. If there is, the first sign of struggle is take action, not be reactive, but be proactive. It might be time for them to get another car, something that they can afford now that prices are down. So I hope you like this little roundup. I do like this. I do like I do like the Achiever. There's so many things in here, and I got to thank Craig Witt. He said something that made me want to look something up, and I knew it was in here. But the phenomenal growth concept of exit and you and the money in between, that 10%, that's all your money let's get all that money out there. If you had 5 producers, just 5 people, do you think your life might be different? That's why we do this work. We're trying to change our lives. If you have any questions about anything that you've seen here today, please give me a call. If there's a rusty part of your wheel, like your salesmanship or your marketing, um, get in touch with me. We all have 1 hour private time that we can discuss where you want to go and what you want to do. And I'll be glad to help you get there. So you guys have a nice weekend. Find somebody to help, and the role of broker becomes so much different. I'll see you guys next week, if not sooner. But do count on me to be there for you so that you can make your career the best it can possibly be. Remember, no regrets. See you later.